One of my favorite methods for cooking a steak is sous vide with a sear finish. Now, what is a sous vide? Essentially, it's a tool, and it's not an expensive one, that heats the water up to a steady state temperature. You place your steak, vacuum sealed, inside of the water, and after some amount of time, I leave my defrosted steaks in there for 1 hour. You can put a frozen steak in there for 2. All of the bags that the meatery ships with are BPA free. I literally pulled this out of the case and I'm going to put it straight into the water when we cook this tonight. It will come out at the exact temperature that I set it, and all I need to do is sear it. I'm going to be searing it on my searing station on my grill and just give it a crust. It's awesome for a few reasons. Number one is if you make big meat like a brisket. I love making brisket in a sous vide. Ribs, you can do so many things in there. Lobster, you name it. On steak in particular, expensive steak like this, if you've ever left a steak on the grill for too long and you've got that ring of well done steak, it avoids that because your steak is going to come out at the temperature that you set it and you're just gonna sear it. I have my sous vide set to 120 degrees. The water has heated up to 120 degrees. I am going to place the steak, which is thawed out, inside of our water. And in an hour, I'm gonna come back and that steak is gonna be exactly 120 degrees. Steak has been in the water for just over an hour. We're gonna pull it out. As you can see, this is not a attractive looking steak just yet. But what you have here is a piece of meat that came out of this water. It's exactly 120 degrees. And all it needs now is to be seared and get that nice, good crust. This is how I make my steaks. You can do yours differently. I personally don't season them until I slice them. I just use our truffle salt. I want the Wagyu to speak for itself, and that's how I do it. This is ready to get on the searing station. Here we go, ready to sear this thing. Special thank you to Napoleon for providing us with this insane grill. I think this sear station gets up to like 1800 degrees, so this thing is going to get quite the crust. Let's go. Just take it right out of the bag. This grill is incredibly hot, so I'm just doing a couple minutes each side just to get good crust, get some marks, and I'm really just looking to grab that last 10, 12 degrees because when I rest it, keep in mind, it's still gonna be raising in temperature just a little bit. So this thing's only been on for maybe a couple minutes and we're gonna pull it off pretty soon. Steak is rested now, should be a cool 135, 137 internal. I'm going to use our truffle salt. So, a little bit of salt. And we are ready to cut this thing. Knife just glides right through it. Let's see how we did. Perfect. So, as you can see, perfect medium rare plus. One thing I really want to note is there's not that big ring of well done on the outside. Because you just had to quickly sear this thing, it's pretty much end to end the temperature that you're looking for. Enjoy, pulls right apart. It's crazy. So good. Every time.